Recording pending.
Okay, let it be. I have started the recording.
Right. Perfect. Okay. Hello everyone. I am Rohan Hasabe. I'm the management lead of our GDSC, and I am going to be one of the speakers for today's event on intro to Git and GitHub. So before we start, I'm just going to ask everyone who all has a GitHub account already. So all those could, if you could raise your hand, it will be great.
Just react to the thumbs up emoji. I can see a lot of thumbs up.
If we do thumbs up, I couldn't count. So if they can raise their hands, it will be much better.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Seems like almost 30 to 40 people. Let's say 30 to 40% have GitHub accounts already. If someone should if someone needs to learn about Git and GitHub, and they've forgotten to RSVP, you can just forward the link. They can join the meet. Yeah, guys, you can put your hands down now. I've gotten a rough estimate of how many people know about it. Okay, now one more question. How many of I got count of how many of you have a GitHub account? Now, how many of you have used Git or GitHub or both or anyhow? You can just react to this one. No need to raise your hand about. Yeah. Okay, that gives me a rough estimate. Okay, now we'll start with it, and let's just see how many of. Let's just start with introducing what Git and GitHub is exactly. So for those of you who don't know, Git is basically just Git. First of all, Git is open source, right? And it does a thing called version control. So I forgot. So speakers for today are me, then Shubham, Jadhav, and Ameya, Jain. Guys, if you could come on, start your video and say hi once before we start.
Yeah, sure, Rohan. But I'm facing some network issues, so I couldn't turn on my camera.
Yeah, so, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Ameya?
So hello, hi guys, I'm Ameya.
Yes, you
Ameya
are
and
visible.
Shubham. Ameya and Shubham are our web dev leads. Any queries about web dev are to be directed towards them. They'll help you. They'll try to help you. Our main aim is to help each other. So now moving on. Yeah. First of all, let's see. We go into the question: why does one needs to learn Git and GitHub? Why should one learn Git and GitHub? So first of all, we'll go into a problem. Say you are working on a project, and that project is huge. It has multiple files and multiple people working on it. So the first thing you're going to run into is issue. From what I could think of is multiple people are working on a file, and multiple people propose a change. So now what Git does is, or Git and GitHub does, is will show us all the files in a proper manner, then shows all the people who are working on it. Basically, how many of you have heard about a thing called version control, or ever come across version control? Right, so for those of you who have not heard about version control is basically storing previous changes to a file. As if your a simple example could be you are working on a document and you make a mistake. So we simply use Control Z, right? It reverses your mistake. The same concept is present in version control. Say you've made a mistake in your code, but you know that the code was working 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, and you had saved it. So you can simply press Control Z and go back to that version. The same concept is there in version control too. So this is the main thing for using Git and GitHub. Right, if anyone has any doubt about this, they can either unmute or ask in the chat. And if we don't have any doubts, we can just move on. Yeah, just consider that none of you have any doubt, and we'll move on. So, as I told you the problems, and I talked about version control. So Git and GitHub gives us that capability of doing version control. And when you want to talk about solution, so I talked about version control, and it tells us what changes we made 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. And then I gave the example of doing Control Z. So basically, Git and GitHub gives you a more stronger tool. Git is a tool, right? And GitHub is the place where you store it. So Git is the tool with which you can analyze your code changes, keep track of your code, and then, as I said, you can see how many people are working on it, and then store different versions. And obviously there comes a certain level of security, which normally you won't have. And about this branching, we'll talk about branching in later on in the session. It is a okay. So GitHub is a website where you store your code, and Git is the tool you use. Say I want to send my code to someone, and first of all, my first problem will be where should I store the code? So GitHub is like a storage. GitHub is like your phone storage. You're just storing files in it. And Git is the tool. So for to store a file on your phone, what will you use? You'll use your phone, obviously, to store a file, or a cable to transfer a file. Like that, Git is the tool to transfer or put a certain thing on your laptop or your GitHub. So now, yeah, as you can see, there we have obviously thought about it, and we have made a small difference between. As I said, Git is a software or a tool, right? And GitHub is a hosting service. It's basically the storage. And Git is supposed to be ran on your PC or whatever. And this is what is the, how do you say it? This is this local version control. And this is where you store that stuff. If someone has a doubt in this, you can unmute. I think so everyone has the ability to unmute off, and or you can simply ask in the chat. Now, okay. Yeah, as Ameya shared something, how many people use GitHub? Basically, if you go into any company, they are going to be using some kind of version control. But the most famous, so Git is the most famous version control. I'm saying about the hosting service. Companies usually use multiple hosting services, but the most famous one obviously is GitHub. So we'll be looking at GitHub, as it's also the most simplest one. All right, I talked about version control. Okay, this I'm going to just go over this in a very layman manner. Okay, imagine I've made a website, right? And I made my first version of the code on 5th of February 2017. So this is how my website looks. I've written that this is the change I've done. So you keep in mind that you have changed this. This gets stored in the version control database, right? Then you go, a few months pass, you have not done anything. You come back on 17th of August, and you make more changes. You add a photo, you add more text. Again, you tell this version control what changes you have made, and it stores it. So this is version 2, V 2.0, you can call it the version 2.0. So it is saved, again, it is saved here in your version control system. Again, in 24th November, you go ahead, you make more changes, you make your website more nicer, right? You add another, you tell version control what exactly changes you have done. It stores it. But then you think that your 17th August file is much, 17th August file is much better. So version control gives you the capability to just go back to the 7th August file, right? This is the main idea behind version control. If you don't like a thing, you can just roll back. As I told you, you can control Z. Commands are different, but the idea behind it is same. You just control Z back into it. Right, moving on. Right, let's try. This is going to be a hands-on thing. I hope everyone is sitting with a laptop or sitting with a laptop near them. So if you're not sitting with a laptop near you, I'd recommend that you can go and get a laptop, because this is the start of the hands-on part of the session. We are now going to go deep into GitHub and try to understand. Those who have not installed Git or not have made a GitHub account, this is going to be the step 1. So if the people aren't near the laptops, I want you to go and get your laptops. Those who are near the laptop, just raise your hands. I'm going to give you 5 minutes, guys. So in 5 minutes, go and get your laptops, get ready, and raise your hands for it. Yes, I say we're going to wait for 5 minutes. I'll give everyone the opportunity to go and get the laptop, so that we can start the hands-on part of the session. Until then, if someone has a question, you can go ahead and ask. It could, if you're already a user and if you have an issue, you can even ask about that. I can even clear if you have any issues related already.
Okay, till then, Amay has shared some really fantastic stats that on an average day on github.com, 80k public repositories are updated. 7k people push their very first repositories, 4k people fork a repository, 4k people create first pull request, 30k people issues 30k issues are created, 12k pull requests are created, and 4k people join github.com. So from that 12k, like many people from our meet will be joining the github.com today. So stay tuned.
All right, I'm going to now switch the screen and start with how to make a GitHub account. So give me a second. I'm just going to go. Obviously I have a GitHub account, so I'm going to make an incognito video so that everyone can understand how to make a GitHub account. Right. More 2 minutes. I hope everyone is near the laptops. I can see only 15 people have raised their hand. Come on, guys. If you're near your laptop, if you have your laptop, please just raise your hand and get ready, so that I can get an estimate of how many people are about to start. Right? You keep your hands raised until I ask you to. Yeah. People are raising their hands. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so Om Gawande has asked one doubt that he uses GitHub desktop, not Git. Is there any difference? So Om, hold on till the end. I will have one Q&A session. You can ask your open questions to our team. And for others, I have shared the github.com link on the chat. So go to github.com and make an sign up if you haven't, and wait for the next instructions. Okay, others have answered his question, Om's question.
Yeah.
Core team, I think we can discuss this question at the end, in front of
No,
everyone.
I said that until everyone gets the laptop, they can ask some questions.
Okay,
so
okay,
that,
okay, fine.
People
I'm
are
sorry,
not bored
I'm sorry.
out.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, fine.
So as others said, it's just a client. It's just going to save you the hassle of writing commands. Okay, but we are going to usually when you use GitHub desktop, I've not used it for a while. I had used it in the start, but I've not touched it in a while. So from what I remember, some features of Git are not present, and some very useful features are not available. So knowing proper commands is it's very good. So I'd encourage you to try and start using Git. Okay, one more thing. If someone is on Windows from the core team and not installed Git, they can also share their screen after. So I'm on Linux, so the installation is different for different OS. So if someone from core team is on Windows and not installed Git, if they can share the screen, it will be great. So there's this question. I don't know, my question pops up fast on my phone, but it takes time on the PC. So a question I'm seeing is, my problem is while adding the repo. Could you guide me for that? What exactly is your problem when trying to add a repo? Could you unmute and ask? That will be better. Right. Could you just unmute and ask? I think so. Yeah.
Hey there, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Go ahead with the question.
Yeah, actually, the problem that I'm facing is while adding the repos, actually, it's not reflecting in my account. Actually, I'm tried using ways like searching on YouTube and how to overcome this error, but actually, I'm not able to add it.
How are you trying to add? So I'll open my GitHub account, main GitHub account, so you can tell me what you're trying. Oh, actually, what we'll do after the session is done, you come back, because this is kind of a niche problem. So you come back to me after
All
the
right, no
session and
problem.
resolve that.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now coming back to this process. Okay. Now people who have not. Okay, I'm using. What are they? I was using Pop OS. Linux. I hope that is what you mean by version. I'm using Pop OS and my kernel version. I'll just type it out. Yeah, and my kernel version right now is 5.13. If that was your question, I'm using Pop OS, and basically Linux has different distributions. Or whatever you like more, you use that distribution. I'm using Pop OS. Right, now coming back to the main issue, we are going to try and make a GitHub account now. So first of all, you have to hit the sign up button. I don't have alternate account, so I'm going to just use a 10-minute mail account to make the GitHub account. If you don't know about 10-minute mail, whenever you're using a suspicious site or you need a temporary email, you go and use this 10-minute mail. So I'm going to use this to make the GitHub account right now. So you can see the UI is much better now. Yeah, it's very intuitive. Just you have to go in and put your email. Once you put your email, you hit continue, and you have to create a password. Create a strong password, because down the line, what do you say? Your GitHub account is going to be very important. If your GitHub account is hacked and you have private repositories, it could be very dangerous. So remember, okay, now I'm going to put this GDSC DYP. Okay, GDSC DYP GUI test. Okay. And you say yes, verifying your account, and you have to start this puzzle, right? CAPTCHA, basically it's a CAPTCHA puzzle. You have to finish that. Once you're done, hit on create account, and you'll get a verification code. Let's wait for the verification code. It is right here. Yeah. Now, here you have to select that you are a student and continue. And these are all the options. We are looking at collaborative coding to be our main motive. Opening a GitHub account, so that is what you will be selecting. And you go ahead and select the free account, right? Select the free account. And in further down the line, I'll explain something called GitHub Student Benefits. We'll talk about that later in the session, right? And yeah, here we go. Our GitHub account is ready now. Perfect. Okay, as our GitHub account is ready, I'm going to discard this page. I'm going to go back to my own account now. Right, I've been using GitHub for a long time. So also, if you want to follow us, so GitHub also has a follow function. Basically, what it does is you can follow certain developers, and you can track what they're doing. So if you go into a dashboard, here you can see I'm following some people, and if when they fork something or they push something, I get an alert about them done this. So basically, sometimes you follow some good developers to look at what they're doing, right? I'm going to quickly post my own GitHub account. If you want, you can follow me here. Where is the chat? Here is the chat. Okay, now coming back, we are going to initialize Git. So to do that, we there is I'm going to now our GitHub account is made. So step 1 out of 2 is done. Now, okay, I'm on a Linux machine, right? As I said, we'll first go through Windows. So someone from core team who hasn't installed Git, please come up and share your screen. Because I am on a Linux machine, my installation is different. I want to start with Windows. So someone from core team who does not have a GitHub account or installed Git. Someone, no one.
Yes, Rohan, actually, we don't have, like everyone is having installed. So what you can do, we just can show them how to, from where to download, and we can proceed.
Yeah, if someone can do that, I don't have a Windows machine, so.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. I'll show them from where to download.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. You can share your screen now.
Yeah. So hello guys, is my screen visible to you all?
It is visible to me, so I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
we can see.
yes. So yeah, basically, you just type git download, and there is one website, gitscm.com. Okay. So what it does, it has all the extensions like Mac OS, Linux, or Windows, whatever you want, according to your systems, and you can download it. Like for me, mine, it will be Windows. I just visit on Windows, and here we have. Okay, so I'm not currently downloading because I already have. So here, from here, you can like it automatically detected that it's my 64-bit, so it gave me the 64-bit download for Windows. But you accordingly, if you don't know, you can cancel that, and if doesn't get started, so you can from here accordingly you can select the system bit according to the Git. You can download this. So what does this does? You will get an .exe file. Then you just run that file, and like you'll be asked some question like agree our terms and all. You have to just go and click next and all. So if you get any issues over here, just ask in the chat box. We'll help you out there. And then what it will do, it will get you download the base, that is the Git in your local machine, and also a Git bash for you. I'll just show. Git bash. Git bash is nothing but a terminal, like a Linux with supported terminal, like some commands in the Windows we cannot use, we can use it over here in the Git bash. So it gives you you can also like operate Git from here like this. Okay. So this also after downloading this, it will automatically get installed. Okay. So this is how like you want to download it. I'll just share this link in the chat box, which will be helpful for you all.
One more thing, when
I
you're
have shared
installing,
already.
when you're
Okay.
installing, just keep pressing it. Just keep pressing next, next, next. Don't look at what you're doing. If you try and read what you're doing, you'll get confused. Just keep pressing next.
Yeah. Basically,
At least on Windows.
simple rule for Windows. Anything software you're downloading, if you know the software beforehand, then you need to read and like checkbox whatever you want. If you don't know, you're learning phase, just go next, next. All the default checkpoints are already checked, so don't worry about those things. It is not like you will not get a particular feature. All the default points you will get it.
Right, I'll continue sharing my screen now.
Yeah.
Right, on Linux and macOS, on the command is a bit different. I'll show macOS also. I have that PC too. So on Linux, sudo, the command is sudo apt get install git. This is the simple command. We'll share one more article with all the links and commands so that you don't have to worry about writing them down. So this is the simple command. You put in your password, and as I've already installed Git, it says that I have already installed it. So now we come to the part step 2. Step 2, which from where do you want to ask about which options? Yeah, just keep pressing next. Next, as we said, just keep pressing next. Don't do anything different. Just keep pressing next. Yeah. Okay. Now we are going to come to the main part, to setting up GitHub on your local machine. Not GitHub, setting up your Git account on local machine. I'm going to share all the commands, article with all the commands later at the end. So now, as we are doing it along with each other, we are going to start typing the. I hope everyone is installed it and ready to type commands now. You could just react with a thumbs up if you are ready to install commands. Right. So the first command is going to be git config global. I'll tell you what all of this means, and I'm going to write my name here. So basically git config, this is the command, right? And then -- global means that wherever I open the terminal in my PC, if I open it in X folder, Y folder, it has to use this config. So that is why git -- global. Obviously username means your username. I put my name there and enter. That's part 1, command 1. And then next command is git config global again. But this time you type user.email. Email, and here you put your email address. Right. I put my email address right here. You press enter. That's it. Git is now configured on your account. Oh, right. Amay, could you show them how to open the Git bash terminal?
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah. The commands, are same. Commands are same. That is why you have to use Git bash. I'm going to stop sharing and let Amay share now.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, it is nothing different. You just the commands what he's using. It's just basically the normal Git commands. It's not like those are Linux commands and you cannot use it. Like if I open like a folder and I can show you from there. Yeah. So here, if I like if I want to open Git over here, and if I click here, right click, you see there's an option Git bash here. Okay, so this is an option. Or else second thing is like you search for git bash, then it will open the home directory. Then you can like do ls like and go to the particular directory cd, etc. etc.
That would
Okay.
be a more advanced
Yeah.
thing. So I say that you
Yeah.
can just right
So
click and open it. That
the
will be
right
much
place,
better for everyone.
open the git bash, and like then you just type the git status, like git config and all, etc. All the commands, it all works. So only the thing is like you just have to do a right click, and it gives you the option. If in case anybody is not getting option, you just open the git bash from here, and then you can go to the particular directory.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, you can continue.
Hmm. Okay, I'm going to start presenting now. Our 50% of not a 50%, 25%. The main thing is making a GitHub account and starting your journey. So
Rohan,
now,
there's a question. If you have downloaded Git, Git Bash would come in the system. Okay, so
that's not a
don't get
question.
confused. It would get like you're downloading like the whole package, right? It will come with the Git.
Now, if everyone is done, put the thumbs up. I'll get to know that everyone is
Can
done.
you show that
Install.
commands again?
Yeah, sure. I'll show you the commands again. These are the commands. I'm just going to highlight them.
Yes, you can take the screenshot.
Again, I will be sending one article link with all the commands we are going to use today, just that no one is confused.
And also, we'll be posting this video on YouTube, so don't worry about that too.
Right.
I have shared the commands in the chat. Ron, you can proceed.
Okay. Now we already talked about how GitHub is going to help us in collaborative work. Okay, say we have 3 users working on a certain code. We can't go and share the code in a WhatsApp chat and then get the changes back. We use GitHub. We upload our code on GitHub, and then everyone goes ahead and works on it. This is the main idea behind it. So basically, as the name says, GitHub is a tender for programmers. You basically meet more programmers through GitHub. You meet most of the programmers in your life through GitHub rather than other things. And yeah, now Amay and Shubham are going to show you how basically we are going ahead and using GitHub as a collaborative tool. Over to you, Amay and Shubham.
Yeah, thank you, Rohan. So it was like lovely experience about what GitHub. Like I think everyone would have got now why we are using Git and GitHub, right? So before starting like with actual commands, how to use it, we'll show you something, a very interesting thing. Like it will help you to know why exactly we are using GitHub, how the main use of it is. Okay, so. So I think you all are like able to see. Yeah. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah. Am I audible, right? Yeah. So can you also share your screen? Like, is it able that we both can share on screen, like if they are able to see?
Okay, let me try.
Yeah. So what we are doing currently, what GitHub gives, there is an option in the GitHub. We have an option. I think Shubham, if you share, it will be okay. Yeah, I'll stop my sharing. Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible. Yeah, great. So Shubham, so hello guys. Yeah. So what we are gonna do is like GitHub gives us an feature of GitHub Pages, which is known as GitHub Pages. It provides you to host the static websites like the HTML, CSS, JavaScript website, which are static, which are not dynamic. So GitHub allows us to host them. It provides the URL of our GitHub username / the repository name. So we have built up a demo repo for you all. It's the GDSC Git session named, and you can see the URL. It's the Shubham is a zero sign, the username of Shubham's account, then github.io/the repo name. Shubham, you also show them the repo.
I have shared the link in the chat.
Yeah, great. So I request you all to just all of you open the link. So for one thing one thing over here, what we do is like we use GitHub for collaborative working, right? And we wanted to show you a great example, and this is what we are going to use to show you how the collaborative working works. So basically, what we are going to do, Shubham is going to work on this project, GDSC Git session. He has an HTML file with just the name Hello World Shubham here, and he's gonna push that code on the GitHub. Okay. So what I want to do, like I also want to work on that project, right? So it's a collaborative working. We both are working on that project, right? So now I want that code. So he'll not share it on my what, or he'll not share it on WhatsApp to me, right? I'll copy. If suppose there are some 20 files of code, I'll not check each and every line, each and every file, each and every line, what changes he made, and like I'll update, right? So that is what Git and GitHub comes in the role. So Shubham is gonna push the code. He'll write some code. He'll push the code. We'll see it on the hosted website. So that's why we are hosted, so that you all can also see that. And after that, what we'll do, I'll write some code, and I'll get Shubham's code. I'll write some code, and I'll push it. So like we'll see, you'll get an view of it. Okay. So
Yeah. So we have one
we
file.
are not able to like share two screens.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shubham, go on. You go on.
Yeah. I will add one line and I will push this code to the repository, and then you can pull the changes.
Yeah. So basically now what we are doing, Shubham has already pushed the code, but I also want that code, right? So I'll just share my screen quickly. So like just if there's an option to pin me, so you just see over there. Yeah. So what I've done, Shubham has sent me the code, right? And now what I've done, I have the code here over here with hello world Shubham here, and I've just added one more line like hello world Ameya also here. I'll just quickly update the code and send it to the GitHub. And now let's
Right.
see what happens.
You can see the live changes in the link I have shared in the chat box. Just go to that link, and right now you can see there's only a single line, and that is hello world Shubham here. But as soon as Amay pushes his code to the GitHub, then like his work in that project will also get live. You can see that magic going on. Just go to that link and keep reloading.
Yeah. So actually GitHub pages, it takes at least 1 minute to like update. So just after 1 minute, you can see like hello world Amay also here is also added below the Shubham. Now you can see this code was not written by Shubham. If Shubham's code,
Yeah.
you can see in
You
his
can
local
see like
computer.
Ameya has made one changes 1 minute ago. So
Yeah.
the GitHub
So
page will take 1 minute. Then
like it
we
takes
can keep
1
on.
minute to update. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you can see 1 minute ago, the commit was made, and the commit message was ABC. Currently, I just wrote ABC. So that is also one another part. You should
Let's
write
see.
proper
Here
commits
we
for
go.
it. Yeah. Yes. If you see the link, I think I don't have link over here. Yeah. If I can show you all the link, just a second, guys. Yeah. So here, see, you have hello world Amay also here. So now this code wasn't written by Shubham, right? Shubham just wrote hello world Shubham here. Now I added this code. Means like I am also working on the project, and I added some code over here, and I'm combining both the code each together. Now what we want to do, Shubham also want my code, right? Wrote some code, and it's for the project. Now Shubham wants to work on further. So what would Shubham do? It will also take my code, but this time again I'll not send my this code to Shubham in the WhatsApp, right? So now let's see. Shubham, just quickly share your screen.
So the situation is like this is our central repository and this is our local repository. Means the Git is like distributed version control system. So as Rohan has explained, each user will be having their own local repository, means copy. The means this is like having the backup, right? If the central repository goes down or something happens, so the contributors will be having their own copy of this project. So this is one of the main reason. And let's see, like now I want to is there any echo from my side?
Yeah, no, it's not it's now.
Okay. Yeah. So now there are some changes made by Ameya on the central repository, and in my local there are now I want to make a synchronization because I want to keep my source code updated with the central repository this term. So what I will do for Windows user, you can open wherever the like this file is there. You can do git
Shubham,
bash
just
here.
share your screen. Hello,
Not
Shubham?
visible.
No, just share your screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes, now it's visible. Yeah. So yes, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So 1 minute. So to open this current directory or the working directory in the git bash, you can do right click and git bash here. So it will open that folder. And now you can let's see git status. It's up to date. So let's do git pull origin master to get those changes into my working directory. So see, I have fetched those changes in my working directory. So this is how we work or collaborate
Yeah.
together.
So basically, what here Shubham is doing, like I added some code, okay, and that code was on the GitHub. GitHub is the main central point where both the code will come together and will take each other's code. That is the exchange point. Okay, you can see it's an exchange point. So I added some code. I gave it to GitHub. Then what Shubham is gonna do? It is taking that code from GitHub. He'll write his code, and then he'll again push it, right? So again, you can see the latest code is there with Shubham. Now Shubham can do some changes.
So what I can do, I can add lorem dummy text and I can push this code. For this, I need to make the version, means commit. So I will add to the staging area and I will commit with one message, added dummy text, and let's push this to the origin, means our central repository. And that's it.
Also, don't worry, guys. These commands will go in deep
Yeah,
about
git
how they
family.
are working. Yeah, he's just showing you all the demo. Yeah.
17 seconds ago, I made a commit, and it will get pre-deployed by the GitHub pages in almost
So
1 minute.
yes, and GitHub does it already. So here you can see like it gets updated. GitHub immediately deploys it, but you can see the changes after a few seconds. So
Yeah.
Shubham also show them like from where you activate the GitHub pages.
Yeah. So in setting, you have to go to the pages. Then in pages, here you will get an option to get activate the this GitHub pages. Here you need to choose the branch, master branch, and that's it. You need to save. So it will be deployed or published at this URL. Means you will get your URL like username.github.io and the repository name, and that's simple.
Yeah. So yes, so
So
these
see.
GitHub pages is used. Yeah, you can see the
Excuse me,
updated code is there here. Yeah.
एक बार फिर से एक बार बता सकते हो क्या?
कमांड्स यू लाइक आप टेंशन मत लो, हम कमांड्स अच्छे से एक बार दिखाएंगे. इसके बाद लाइक इट्स वाज जस्ट अ डेमो लाइक व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग गिटहब ऐसा कोलैबोरेटिव वर्किंग कैसा होता है. या सो कमांड्स का आप चिंता मत करो, हम एक एक कमांड अच्छे से जाएंगे इसके बाद. ठीक है. Yes, so here you can see the Shubham added this lorem ipsum dummy text and it got updated and it's also live. And even if I want now this code, I'll just pull this from the GitHub. Okay, right. So just a short, I'm sending a short screenshot in the chat, which will like help you to get to know what is like a proper. There's a GitHub main source over there, and the Shubham and I are working on it. So how like the workflow goes. Yeah. Yes, you can continue, Shubham.
या सो देयर इज वन मीम जब हमारे सपने पूरे होते हैं वहाँ इनके स्ट्रगल शुरू होते हैं. सो द स्वैग ऑफ गिटहब यूजर्स and those non-users, see, they मैंने बहुत struggle किया है. Just a fun thing. So the GitHub platform. So we have seen like what is the GitHub and all. It's just the whatever we are making the repositories like this, these repositories and all. It is just a platform to host, so that you can grow, you can scale your project, and the other collaborators can see your project and add some features, and they can also get to know like what things are going, and they can also contribute to your project if they wish to. So see other projects on GitHub, create a new repository, making commits, like making different versions and all. So this branching we will see, like this is really an important feature of the Git, and how it is, we will look into this. Then
Present your screen, present the PPT. Don't do it while we
Right.
edit.
Few people are on mobile and like font will be like very small for them.
okay. And open issues and all, because there are like many open source projects available. We will see like how to open the issues and all. We will walk through you, and also we have seen like GitHub pages and all. So let's move further. So this diagram is something like life cycle status of the file. So we have seen like how we can initialize the Git repository and all, but actually our file goes through the some of the stages before we initialize or do the Git init and all. So there are 4 stages. There is one untrack, unmodified, modified, and stage. So let's break down one by one. So untrack. So there is one project we are working on, and we want the Git version control system to keep a track of that project. Each and every file needs to be tracked. So when we create the Git in, means we tell the Git to track those changes at initial stage. Each and everything is untracked, means Git doesn't know about the files and all. So the very first stage is a untrack. Then the then when we add that file, means when we prepare the versions, like we have said, we keep on committing, and we prepare different versions, so that we can also roll back and have the different backups, and we can keep track of different releases of our project and all. So when we first add, we need to first add, means we need to tell the Git to track my files. These are my files. You keep the track of this from now onwards. So we will add those files, and it will go to the staging area. So the staging area is nothing but it is a preparatory phase for your next commit, means next version. Means we are preparing the files for our next version. So this is nothing but the staging area. So once we added those files, we tell the Git like from now onwards, I need you to keep the track of those changes and all. So I have added to the staging area, means prepare. It's a preparatory phase, and I'm satisfied with all the files I want in my next version. And then I will commit, means I will make a commit. So see, just follow the arrows. I will make a commit, means I will create a version. So after making a commit, it goes back to the unmodified stage. So we come to the unmodified stage. So now from now onwards, Git will be checking, means tracking each and every file. Means if I like this is the Git repository, if I make any changes to this, then then it will see. Now if I do Git status, see it says modified and the file name and all. So this is how the Git keeps the track. See, if I edit the file, it goes into modified stage. And if I am satisfied with those changes, I need to again make I need to add to the staging area again, means prepare those file and again commit. So this is how this workflow works. So as I have said, what is staging area? this is like I have said, like it's a preparatory phase for your next commit. Any changes made should be staged before publishing, and adding, removing is all this thing. So this is one diagram. There are 3 files. I have initialized the Git repository having 3 files, and the Git is keeping track of this. Now changes made, I have made one changes in the file A. So see, it identifies like changes are made to this file. So this needs to be like, it also gives you option, should I discard changes and all. You can also do those things and all. So it's a very simple workflow. You just need to add to the staging area, give the commit, and that's it. You have made a version. And the commit is like, I have said, it's a version of your project, and it on the GitHub platform, it each and every commit is also counted. If I show you my profile of GitHub, so see, so this is the profile. If you go a little bit downward, so see, this is the graph. So see, these all are the commits made by me on my different projects and contributions. So this is how it is counted. So see, on July 24 I made 9 contributions, and see, this is how the it keeps the track on three contributions on 24 September and all. So this is how we keep the track. So it's a heart of our Git usage. So the branching, it's really an important concept. I would say it's a khatarnak feature of the Git. So I will share one thing. Now see, our the trees around us has at least one branch, right? So whenever we create a Git project, we get a default branch as master. So this master, and there was one concept earlier, a master and slave, which is not followed right now because of some misconception and all. So they suggest whenever we create a repository, they tell us to rename this branch to the main. There is one command we will look while initializing the Git repository. We will look this. So the branching is nothing but, let's say we have one project going on with the default branch as master. The project workflow is going on. I have made 3 versions, and let's say at this particular commit, I want to add some feature. So what I can do, I can diverge from this commit, I can create a new branch, and I can work or experiment out with that project. I can play with that code, I can do whatever I want, and see why I've made the branch, because I don't want that code to affect my main line. Because in production, what it happens, this main and master branches are already deployed on some platform like AWS and all. So if we experiment out with our master branch and some code like breaks down and all, it happens with our, because the code which we write uh, might behave something which we don't want. So it might crash our production, which we don't want, because the millions of users are using that product and all, and suddenly the system crashes because of some experimenting our code. So this is really a bad experience for our user. So what we can do, we can create that feature branch, we can work on that, we can do whatever we want, and when we are satisfied with all those changes, we can merge that branch into our master branch. That's it. We can combine those changes. And if in future it happens like some I mess with my own things, like nothing is working, I experimented all the things and all, nothing is, so you can simply delete this branch and you can continue working on the master branch. So that's simple. It's all about branching. So Amay will show you like how to initialize the Git repository. So over to you, Amay.
Yeah.
Guys,
you.
anyone having any doubt?
Yeah. So if anybody is having related to the concepts, they can go on ahead and ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, till now, Shubham explained us very well, like how the GitHub works, what all the features GitHub or Git has, like branching, creating repositories, and pushing the code, pulling the code, etc. Right. So as we mentioned before, this would be an hands-on workshop. So we are gonna start it. So everybody, like get started with your laptop. Like we are gonna do some hands-on, get experience over here. Right. So like what I'm gonna do basically what we are going to create a Git repository first. Okay, so first
One more thing. One
yeah.
more thing, as it is a hands-on session, I would recommend everyone to post your screenshots when you're done doing the hands-on part. I'd ask everyone,
Yeah,
I'd
you can
encourage
also
everyone to
tag us.
post your screenshots.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Either you can post it here in the chat or on the Discord chat, anywhere. It would be
Yeah.
encouraging for us also, and we
Yeah,
can also see your progress.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron. Yeah. So basically, the first thing, whatever when we do, when we have to work with Git, is we should have a .git folder. So what .git folder takes? It takes all the details of the Git, like what all changes you made. It tracks each and every file of your project. It tells like who is the user, who is the main admin of the user, who all are the collaborators, and etc. That's all stored in the .git folder. So basically, what I'm gonna do, I have one project named index.html, and I have a basic HTML file with inside it written hello world. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to like save this project to the GitHub so that next time when I'm working on a new feature for this project, I have the saved version so that I can get it back if I do something wrong, or else it will get updated each and every time, right? So basically, let us see what we'll do. So first command which everyone should learn is the git status. Okay, so if you open the particular, like you create any one folder over there, and you in the folder you can create a file index.html. Now I am just using this VS Code terminal because I have some issues with my Git bash. So you can just, what you can do, like there's a folder, create a Git repo folder, and inside that write index.html, then do a right click, and you can open a Git bash here. Okay, so like I can do all the commands over here. Okay, yeah. So for now, I'm using VS Code terminal. You all can use this, or if you have VS Code, you can do. There is no like compulsion you have to do that. Yeah, whatever commands I am writing here, you can do it here also, because you can see here the name is Git Bash. It's nothing but the Git Bash opened in VS Code terminal. Okay, so just wanted to clear out that. Yeah. So first command, whatever everyone should learn, is like Git Status. What Git Status do? Git Status is the command which gives you the current stage where the code is, like whether you have made some changes, or like if you have made, whether you have staged it or not, whether you are committed or not, and like latest updates, or whether the Git repository is there or not, right? So initially just do a Git status. You will see there's an option written fatal, not a Git repository. So basically we have, see the, or any of the parent directory doesn't have .git folder. So what it is telling, that you should have an Git .git folder, so that it may take the changes, like whatever Git changes you are doing. So it should have a proper .git folder. For that we have to initialize the Git, right? So this command is the command which you use only the first time when you create the Git repo, and later on you don't use that. Even if you use, it will say already initialized. There is no like harm in that, but this is only the command we use one time while creating the repo. Now I'm doing git init. I hit enter. So you see initialized empty Git repository, and inside that I have this it's giving me the path. Now if I show you in the file explorer, you can see there's a .git. Like if you are not able, just go in the view and like hit the checkbox hidden items. Sometimes it may doesn't show you. So you can see .git folder is being created. If I open that, there has some config files, head, description, like whatever changes you made, it's all recorded over here. So this is the main file. If you delete this, your Git from locally, your Git all the Git data will be removed for a particular repository. Okay, so this is only for a repo. If you make different repo in different folder, every time you have to do git init, and a .git folder will be created over there. Okay guys, so we'll go with the next command. Like I have created git init. Now what I have to do, we had some commands over here, Shubham explained. We have staging, commit, and branching, right? So we'll move ahead. So what we have to do, we have created the git repository. Now I have made some changes. Okay, so what I have to do, again I'll do git status, like on what stage I am right now. So here you can see we have on branch master. Okay, leave this, I'll explain it on the last. Just see untracked files, and in red it is showing git key use git add file to include what have to be commit, and nothing added to commit. Okay, so basically what it is doing, you have not added the file, that is you have not staged the files. You have to first stage the file, and then you have to save the file. Save the means like save the record to the GitHub, that is you have to commit. So what we'll do, there's a command git add and your file name index.html, and I hit enter. Yeah, so here I'll again do git status. Okay, so if I do again git status, you can see it's coming in the green right now, and it's saying no commits yet, changes to be committed, means like I have staged. Initially it was showing untracked files. Untracked files means you have to add it. And next thing is like it's showing changes to be yet committed, means you have to save the data into the git. Okay, you're committing, means like until now whatever the code you have written, it will be saved. So that is the commit part. So one more thing I'll show you, like I did git add index.html, right? So in this file I just have one file, so I'm just writing git add index.html. But if suppose I have like 20 of files in the project structure, and out of them I made changes in some 10 to 12 files, so what, I'll not write each and every name git add file 1, git add file 2, right? So there's a command git add and space, and after that space dot. What it does, whatever all the changes, like it comes over here, like the what changes you made in particular file, right? So if I do something else, I'll add one more file over here, and I'll show you. Okay, I add index.css. Okay, and in here also, like I'll do some changes. I'll add some exclamation marks, so that I've made some changes. Okay, and index.html, I write body font size 1 pixel. Okay, so like I'm just writing something so that you may know. Now what I'll do, git status. If you're stuck, like you forgot where you were there, just do git status. Okay, so here you can see git status. This file you have before we have added this file, so that's why it's showing changes to committed. So what you can do here, you can see modified. Okay, now I modified the git add. Okay, I added this index.html, and I'm modifying this index.html. I modified this file, and I've created a new file, that is the untracked files. Created a new file with index.css, right? So it's showing me. So what I'm doing, I'm not writing like git add index.html, then git add index.css gone. So what I'll do, I'll just git add space dot. It will take all the files which are untracked and it will stage it. Now if I do git status, you can see these both files have been updated, and it's saying changes to be yet committed, means like you have added, that is you have staged the files, you have to yet committed. So what we'll do now, commit. Commit is simply a command git commit, and every time you commit, you have to provide a message. Like if I can show you in the GitHub a particular repo, if I'll show one of mine, just a second, sorry. Yeah, so in the one folder, if you see here, there is written readme change. So this is the backend code out of folder, sign in page description. So these are like commit message. So whenever you do some commit, if I show you the commits, yeah, so here you can see each commit has some message like readme file finalized, then menu hover css, favicons added, etc. So these are the commit messages, like you added some feature over here in the code, right? You have written something code, like I have added index.css now. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll write some message so that later on if I want to go particular commit, I'll know, yeah, at this point I made some changes over here, like I added a index.html over here, right? You can also view the code according to you, whatever, wherever, at which stage you want to go. So what I do, git commit /m is for the message tag, and inside the double quote you write the message. Okay, so I'll write index files added. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll hit enter. So you see the index file added with 2 files changed and 15 insertions. It tracks all the count, like whatever spaces and etc. each and every character what you're adding, and this is the thing. Then what we'll do again git status. See, so what it is showing, on branch master, nothing to commit, work tree clean. work tree clean. So when you see this work tree clean, nothing to commit, means you have changed the code. You have also saved the code to the Git data, that is .git folder with committed. That is, you have committed the code. So one thing here you can see, you have saved the data at local. Like I have not told GitHub. Okay, Git and GitHub are different. Git is something in my local machine. GitHub is on server. It's like in the web, in the cloud. Okay. So what I'm doing in the over here, only the data is stored. That the Git status data, whatever data it is stored in this .git folder. Okay, so this .git folder, it's tracking. But I have not told GitHub that yeah, this is my folder, and like if you want something data from me, you just take it from here. How GitHub will know? Like there is a system of mine where it is like what the IP address is, etc., etc. Right? So we have to tell GitHub, right? So for that, we need to create a repository. Every time, like if you are creating a new this thing, that is new project, you just create a repository for it. So in the profile, if you go from profile page, there's a plus icon over here. Just click new repository. It will you ask your repository name. So this repository name is unique only for your username. You can create a repository name with only one. Like if I show you, I had one repository, right? Snippet share. So you see the repository snippet share already exists. You can create something else. So I'll just create new Git trial. So you can see new Git trial is now available. So there are two options, like you can keep your repository public or private. Basically what it does, here see, anyone on the internet can see. Like if whatever changes you made, your whole code, anyone can see the code if the repository is public. If you are like working on a project, you can make it private, okay, and work it, and later on you can make it public so that if anybody wants to see the code, they can do. But currently I'm doing public so that you also, if want, you can see it. Okay, then these are some files. We'll talk it later on. Just don't, like, we can also check it. There's no issues over here, but we'll go with basic simple templates. Okay, now hit create repository. So what it is doing, it creating a space. Okay, it's in my username, in my account, it's creating a space called new Git trial, and over that space I will add, sorry, yeah, I will add this whole my data or whatever code is there. I'll add it over here, right? So what it is telling us, do a quick setup, like it's telling us to do git init, right? So we already see, like we have already done these commands, git init, git add, git commit, right? So now GitHub, what GitHub does, we have some branches. As Shubham explained us what branches are. Basically, like if you are working on a project, like I am writing in this code, okay, and here you can see this is the thing, it is showing master. So if I even type git branch, it will tell you like I'm in the master branch. Okay, master branch is a default branch which is given by Git, and now currently the names has been changed. Some of them you can see main also, so don't worry about that. So it's the default branch. Okay, so like if I want to work something else, like I want to add some new feature in the project, but I'm not sure whether to combine it in the code. So what I'll do, I'll give a proper explanation through this. Yeah, so what I'll do in the Git branch, if you can see, yeah, so what I'm doing, this is my okay, it's not loading, just, yeah, so here you can see this is the master branch. I'm working in this is the master branch. Okay, so I'm working in this code, and if I want to work on a new feature, what I'll do, I'll take the code somewhere else. I'll try and test the code whether it's working or not. Once it's working, I'll just merge the code into the main branch, like I'll combine the code. Okay, so this is how the main usage of branching. Okay guys, so yeah, so next thing what we have to do is git remote, configuring the remote. Okay, so in the remote, sorry, yeah, so we have created a git repo, right? So we have to tell GitHub like I have something. Okay, so I have something over here known as, like, I have this code, I want to add it to you. So what I'll do, I just copy this git remote add, and I'll just paste it over here. So what it is doing, remote is the thing we are somewhere else, the code is being stored. Okay, so that's the remote. So what I'm doing, and git remote's name is origin. Git remote add with the name origin, and the URL where to add is this GitHub providing to us. Now if you do git remote -v, you can see the status, like where it should go. Okay, so now what we'll do, the next command, git push. You have just added, like, linked the website where you have to store the git data. Now what I'm do, I have to push the data to the GitHub, right? So I'll do git push Then the remote where we have to push, that is we have named it as origin. Then the branch on which the code you have to push. Like currently we are in master branch, so I want to push master. I hit enter, so you can see the changes have been done and you have pushed the code. Now if I refresh the page, you can see the code is been there, index.css, index.html, right? So this is the thing, I have updated the code. Now what if I want to do, I am doing something. Now this is saved. Now I want to do some changes. I am also adding, right, font family courier new. Okay, I'm adding this. So again, what I'll do, git status, quickly I'll do git status. See, it's showing one file added. So I'll do git add space dot. It will add whatever the untagged files are there. Then I'll write git commit dash m. The message is added family. Yeah, and then I'll do, I've committed the code. Now I have to push the code. Now every time we don't have to add remote, only one time you have to link the repo. Okay, so now I'm pushing the code, git push origin master. So basically there are basic 4 steps every time if you work on a project: git add, git commit, and then git push. And these are the basic stuff. And if you first time only, you have to just git add remote to link the website. Okay, now I'm updated. Now if I refresh, here you can see added family. This is the commit I've there. There are 2 commits over here, and these it tracks. Like I committed this code 7 minutes ago. If you want to see this code over here, see, I've added this 2 files and with font size 1 pixel. Now if I want to see like git commit over here, 1 minute ago, which I just did, I just added one line in the index.css, that is the font family, right? So this is how Git tracks. So GitHub gives us the UI over here. From the command line also you can see what you did in the local machine, but GitHub gives a proper UI to us, like all the what developer wants. It provides all the features. And these are like some we'll not talk about the advanced topic like how to move back. So that's some advanced. We can have something for that also. And like you can also, like if you want to go back, I don't want this code, I wrote this code but it's not working, I have to go back. So I can just like copy this code, and like there are some commands like git reset, you move your code back and this code will go on and you'll go back to your version. So this is what version control system is actually. Okay, so this is what we have done till now. So next topic is like Git clone. Okay, so we'll be talking about collaborative working. As we said, we'll also show you how we work collaboratively. So I just call Shubham so that he can come up here and like, yeah. So one thing I'll do, like currently I'm working on this repository, right? So I want Shubham also to work on it. So it's access only to me, Ameya 25 username, right? So I want to add Shubham also. So in the settings you have manage access. Just a second. Yeah. So manage access, you have invite a collaborator. So I'm just inviting Shubham. Immediately you can like accept the request. I'm adding Shubham to this repo so that he also has access to code and he'll also push the code in the repo. Okay. So I've added Shubham in the repository. And like Shubham, if you are there, you just share your screen and like he'll show. Now he'll show like how you have the, if you have some code in the GitHub, how you clone that project and you work upon that. Okay. So over to you, Shubham.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thanks, Ameya. Just a second, Shubham. So let me tell you all that we'll be showing you one most interesting thing, that is GitHub Student Developer Pack. So stay tuned till the end, and also we have few things planned on Discord too at the very end of this session. So stay tuned. Go ahead, Shubham.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
So screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. So Amaya has created this repository. So how do we clone the repository? So the command is git clone and the repository a URL. So the URL you can collect this by copying this URL, and wherever you want to create that repository, so you can do git clone, paste that URL simply. Clone that repository. So this is how we can clone the repository. And now I want to move to this repository, so I can use cd change directory and new. So to list down what files, and you can also do Control L to clear the screen, and ls for listing down all the files and folder in that repository. So we have two, and to open this file into the VS Code we can do code, and to open current directory, so dot and enter. So this is how we clone the repository. So this was as simple. So this was the cloning part. So creating new branches and all, as I have said, told about how we can work with the branching and all, how these concepts are working. So let's create the branch. You can also open the integrated terminal by VS Code, and you can switch between the terminals here and use git bash. So if I do git status, it's up to date. Now to create the branch, we have the command git branch and the branch name. Git checkout branch name. Oh, sorry, git branch name to create a new branch. So let's do git branch name. Let's say feature branch. And to see whether I have created the branch and all, git branch is the command. So this star is a head pointer. Head pointer, if possible, we can use git log one line hyphen graph. See, this is the head, means this is just a pointer which points on the active branch in the current working repository. So this star is nothing but the head pointer. So now I want to switch. I don't want to mess with my master branch, because I have said whatever feature I'm going to work on, I don't know whether it is going to be working or not, and I don't want that code to affect my master branch. So now this is a small project, but when you go, just a minute, guys. Till then, Amay, you can share something about branching. I will be back in 1 minute.
Yeah, I'll just explain them a bit. So basically, what we are doing, we are just cloning a particular repo. So you all can see what we are doing. I've created a repo and Shubham wants to work on it. So what he'll do, he'll just clone a repo, and then he'll work on it, and he'll push the code. Basically, what we showed you in the demo, he'll showing us in the code. Or till then, if anybody is having some questions related to whatever did we now till now.
So really sorry for inconvenience. I am back. So anyone having any doubt?
I think they don't have, but you can summarize them about the steps, like at the first you have to do git init, then git add, then git commit. Hello.
Show me, you're not audible.
Yes, Nikhil.
Like they don't have any doubt, I think, because they are not sending any questions on chat box on meeting themselves. But you can summarize them what we have discussed till now, like just what we call that, like first they have to do git init, then git add, like.
Yeah. So what we have done, the Ameya created one repository. So he has added some commits and all. We were assume it like it's a project. We both are collaborating, and Ameya has added 2 files and he is working on that. So he thought like me, Shubham, can add some feature into that project, and it will be very beneficial for the growth or to scale his project. So what he has done, he gave me access for this repository to write something to the code, to his code base. So he has added me as a collaborator for that project. So this is now on the GitHub platform, but I don't have the exact copy of this into my local repository. So what I have done, I have created the clone, means the exact copy on my local machine by following the git clone followed by the URL. So this URL is nothing but the repository's URL, means where it is located, means at what specific address it is located. So it is nothing but that URL. So I have created the clone and I have moved into that folder and I am into that project. So if I do git status, so I'm into this project. So we were talking about the branching. So the branching concept I have explained, like now I'm he has added me into his project. Now I want to add some feature. So I don't want to mess with the master branch because the code I will write will work or may not work. So I don't want to mess with the main code. So what I will do, I will create a branch. So I created the branch using git branch followed by the branch name. So I have given the branch name as a feature which I'm going to add. And after adding, I can list down what branches I have in the repository. So for that I have command git branch -v. So this is how we list down the branches we have in the current repository. So by doing -v, it shows on what last commit the branch is pointing, that header which we have discussed right now. If I do use this, so this is just a pointer which is pointing on the branch which we are right now. So if I want to move into the checkout branch, I will do git checkout followed by the feature branch name. See, I have switched back to the feature branch. Now I can play with the code. I can add feature.html using the snippet. And let's say I will add one tag feature added something and followed by a tag. Let's lorem dummy text. And this was my feature which I have added into the Ameya's code. So now this is really a small just a dummy project, but when you will be working together, it will be definitely not this. Like there will be many JavaScript files and all, React, and each and everything will be done. So if I do git status, so it says you untrack file. See, it says untrack file. So you need to track this. The Git doesn't know the what is this feature.html. So it says please add to the staging area, means prepare that file for the next commit, means so that we can keep the track of that version. So what I can do, git add followed by the file I want to added, then git commit -m for message. So let's say feature added, and I have added. So if I do git status, it says on branch this working tree clean. Now this was all about the branching. This is how we create, and there is one shorthand command to create the branch, git checkout -b for branch and the branch name. So this will automatically create and switch to that branch. Let's see, git checkout. Now I have one bug fix branch. So what we will do, it will directly switch. So shorthand property. So this is how we create the branch. Amay, should I push this branch?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I need to move back to the master, git checkout master, and from here I will be pushing that feature branch onto the master of this git repository. So the command is git push origin followed by the feature branch which I want to push. So what this will do, it will create a pull request. So pull request is nothing but you are requesting that owner. Now let's say I'm not a collaborator, it's a public repository. So the owner, now it's not my code. I'm not the, means I have suggested one feature and I have worked and I want that code to be merged into that project. Okay. So what I will do, it will create a pull request, means I am requesting the uh, uh, maintainer of that repository to pull my code. So this is nothing but the compare and pull I will do. And this is how we create a pull request. It's able to merge the commit message. You can add screenshots and all so that the maintainer also gets some idea like what you are fix and all, and create a pull request. So see, feature added. So now the maintainer will get an alert on email like someone has made a pull request, so please review that. So now he has added me as a collaborator, so I have a permission to merge that code. Now I know like the feature branch is working, so I can merge that pull request. And you can also give some message, confirm merge, and that's it. The code is been merged, and see the final feature.html is added. So this is how we work. Collaboration is working, and this is how we work. And also I am a collaborator for this project. So this was all about the collaboration part. Amay, you have any something to say?
Yeah, just I just wanted to say like this is how why we use GitHub. Basically, the collaborating working when you work in a team, when you work on big projects, or basically a personal project also. So at that time, Git and GitHub is really helpful. And also one more thing, like I would say why it's important. If you go for placements or if you provide anything, they'll ask you for your GitHub URL, your profile URL. So from that also, like you can see why it's very useful, right? For developers, it's very important.
And also now Amay can pull those changes from the remote because he is not having the feature.html in its code base. So he simply needs to do git pull,
Yeah. So
pull
basically,
followed by
if
the
I
branch
want,
key.
yeah. So if I wanted the code again into my local repository, there's a command git pull. The origin that is the remote is origin, branch is master. I'll just do that. I'll get all the code into my local computer. So that's how, like, we'll also going to share the PPT. You all can go through the commands also very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
So Nikhil,
Okay, so are we done with the PPT, Shubham?
the open source part is remaining.
Okay, you can just explain them in a short. Then we'll tell them about the GitHub student developer pack and the more fun things on Discord.
Okay. So like I've said, you can also contribute to the others project. So if I go into my profile, now there's one Dhruv Bhaiya who has really been outstanding project on his portfolio. So he has one syntax mate project, which which is really a nice project. You can visit its profile. So you can also search for like the React packages and all. You can explore. So see, there are some issues created. See, you can have a look how the, and if you find some any bug and all, you can create a new issue and see If there is a bug or feature request, there are some specific templates attached to that. So you can go through it and create that issue.
Yes.
And
So you might be thinking, why to do open source, right? Because like the importance of open source is increasing day by day, because like doing the project on self is a good thing, but contributing to someone else project is very difficult, because understanding the code written by someone is a very difficult task to do, and the person who do open source a lot are much appreciated in the IT industry. So we'll be having one session on open source in upcoming days. So stay
yeah,
tuned
we
for the
will be
updates from
diving.
GDSC.
Yes, we will dive much detail into the open source part.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
So the most exciting thing is the student developer pack, which has been offered by the GitHub. There are many of the benefits available. So to apply for this, you
so
just
to
need to
apply, you'll have to apply through the college ID, which is like this Teams ID, the ID you have got through the
no,
college.
Nikhil, it's not like that. We can use our personal Gmail also.
Yes, you can use your personal ID, but like many of the personal Gmail IDs are rejected by them. But to be on safe side, you can log in your this Teams ID to Outlook, and you can use that Gmail ID to apply for the GitHub Student Developer Pack. So basically, talking about this pack, so I'll tell you what it is. So after you make a GitHub account, they'll verify you, like if you're a student, then if they verify you and like the verification is successful, then they give you a few benefits like Shubham, can you please show that page? Like they give free access to the paid resources like Canva. They give you
Canva.
free domain name, like the .me domain. Like if you see my personal website, that is nikhilpawar.me, I have used the domain name from Namecheap. Like I have got the access through this only. There are many premium memberships like you get for free through GitHub Student Developer Pack. So do apply to this pack and get this pack, because you'll need Canva, you'll need this custom domain name, you'll need, like there are a few hosting services for you. There are many things like you can go through it. There are many APIs, there are many other tools you can use for your projects. So this is a really cool thing, and everybody must claim it. So do apply. So you just have to go to this link, education.github.com/pack, and there will be one button to apply for that. You just have to enter the bona fide certificate or college ID and apply through that Teams ID. Then that's it. You'll receive the
Yes,
pack
and it
in
takes
7 or
around
15
a
days.
month to get approved
Maybe it can
from
take
them.
month.
Yeah.
And like if it is taking more than month, then close the first proposal and like reapply.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any queries regarding this, do reach us out on Discord. We'll surely help you. Okay. Okay. So we are at the end of this session. So thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Ameya, and thank you, Rohan, for this amazing session. So everyone can just clap for them. Like this session was really informative. And if you think this was a bit complicated, then don't worry. You can watch the recording once again. We'll be uploading it on YouTube, and we'll share you the link. We'll also be sharing a few articles related to Git and GitHub. We'll simplify things for you. And if you face any query regarding Git or GitHub or GitHub Student Developer Pack, you can just reach us out on Discord. Our team is active there uh, anytime, and they'll surely help you out. Okay. So
Nikhil, are
Shubham,
we open for questions?
yes, we are open for the questions now. Okay, people, please unmute yourself and ask us questions regarding GitHub or anything else related to club. Please ask us if you have. because these things are really important in your college life. Okay, I don't see any questions in chat or no one is unmuting. Okay, Rishi, can we tell them about Discord
them
music
about
and poll?
Yeah, sure. Before that, Nikhil, I just wanted to make sure, guys, how many of you like understood any single thing from this event? Like कितनों को कुछ भी थोड़ा बहुत समझ आया कि क्या हुआ आज, क्या समझा रहे थे? Anything. Like you can unmute yourself and speak.
You can speak, or you can react to the emoji.
Because without your feedback, without your responses, we cannot move forward effectively.
We need to keep on improvising our events so that you can grab maximum from this.
Anyone from the attendees? No one? Second year के इतने shy हैं क्या? I don't think so. Okay, let it be. No issues.
Okay. Fine, it's fine.
Okay, no issues.
So,
बहुत ज़्यादा technical चीजें हो गई. Then we will not talk about. Okay, when we will enter our team's email to apply. Nikhil, can you take this question?
When we will enter our team's email to apply for student?
No, you don't need to use the Teams email. You can just use your normal email.
Yes, you can
use your personal Gmail ID.
I'll show you guys. One thing. I'll show you how I've done it. Loading.
Even I had applied from my personal Gmail ID, but I have seen many people have been rejected. So you can, if your proposal is rejected, then you can apply from Teams ID. You just have to log into Outlook.
Well, I'll show you one thing. I'll share my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible. Yeah, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, it is visible.
As you can see, it's first tried to get the pack in 2018 when I was in 12th. But then when I tried to what happened is I wasn't able to prove that I'm still in college. So basically, you have to show them something like your ID, or you can either show your result, something like that. Then you can get it. So you can see I'd gotten it again on 10th of January 2021. So if you can't get it, you can obviously ask us. We'll guide you with that also.
Okay, so after this event, we'll be active on Discord music channel. We'll be having a music party for a few times. So if you are free, you can join there. Like we know this event was a long event, and like many technical terms were used, and like many few people who are beginner maybe a little stressed out. So you can come to Discord for a bit of a fun time. We'll chill there. And also we are planning to have one movie night, so you can just drop your suggestions on Discord, and like we'll have a poll for the common suggestions, and we'll surely have one movie night. We'll stream the movie and we all can watch together. Okay, so do join the Discord server and drop your suggestions, and if you want to even join the music channel we'll listen to music for a few times. Okay, so I think when we can end this session. Okay, is that okay, Courtney?
Yes, Nikhil, we can. As far as there are no questions or any suggestion or feedback, we can end. Okay, guys, this is your last chance to like unmute yourself and speak up. If you want, you can. There is no faculty here. It's just us students here only. You don't have to be shy.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay, you can ask your questions on Discord if you are shy here. Okay, everyone, you can leave this meet, and if you want, you can join the Discord. Okay.